The 15 most stunning places on Earth. Number 15, the Salar de Uyuni. Located in Bolivia, the Salar de Uyuni is the world's largest salt flat, coming in at over 4,000 square miles. The salar is extraordinarily flat. The elevation of the salar only changes a few feet across the entire area. In fact, the salar is so flat that it's used to calibrate satellites in space. It's also so reflective that you can actually look down and see the clouds and the stars. Number 14, the Cliffs of Moher. The Cliffs of Moher rise 400 feet above the Atlantic Ocean. At its highest point, the cliff's elevation reaches over 700 feet. The combination of giant cliffs and breaking waves makes this one of the most spectacular views in all of Ireland. The cliffs have such a high slope that they were used as the Cliffs of Insanity in the 1987 movie The Princess Bride. Number 13, the Grand Prismatic Spring in Yellowstone National Park. The spring's vivid colors come from microbes that live in the mineral-rich water. These microbes produce different colors ranging from green to red, and the colors actually change throughout the seasons. In the summer, the spring tends to be orange or red. In the winter, it turns to a dark green. The center of the spring doesn't have a color because it's so hot that no microbes can live there. Number 12, the Lavender Fields in Provence, France. These lavender fields are incredibly unique. The endless rows of lavender creates a sea of purple that stretches on into the distance. There are small farmhouses that dot the landscape, and mountains can be seen off in the distance. But the area is more than just visually stunning, because lavender is best known for how it smells. Number 11, Mount Bromo. Mount Bromo is an active volcano that stretches 7,600 feet into the sky. This mountain is one of the most visited tourist attractions in all of Indonesia. The volcano is about 45 minutes away from the nearest city, and getting up to the top only takes around 2 hours. The unique cloud coverage makes this one of the most visually stunning volcanoes in the world. Number 10, Machu Picchu. Built in the 15th century, Machu Picchu is almost 8,000 feet above sea level, making it higher than the top of Mount Bromo. In 2007, Machu Picchu was voted one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Number 9, the Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest coral reef system. It's composed of over 2,900 reefs and 900 different islands. At over 133,000 square miles, it's the world's biggest single structure made by living organisms. It's so large that it can be seen from outer space. The Great Barrier Reef generates over $3 billion in tourism every year. Number 8, Lake Louise. Lake Louise in Alberta, Canada is one of the most unique lakes in the world. The emerald color comes from rock flour carried into the lake by melted glaciers. Tourists visiting Lake Louise can stay at the world-famous Fairmont Chateau. Number 7, Torres del Paine National Park. The Torres del Paine in the southern Chilean Patagonia contains some of the most beautiful mountains, glaciers, lakes, and rivers in the world. The park averages 150,000 visitors every year. About 60% of those visitors come from outside the country. The most distinctive sight at the Torres del Paine are the 3 granite peaks, which extend over 2,500 meters above sea level. Number 6, Socotra. Socotra is a small cluster of islands in the Indian Ocean. The island is a little more than 80 miles long and 30 miles wide. Officially, it's a part of Yemen. The plants and wildlife on this island are so unique because the island is so isolated from the rest of the world. Nearly a third of its plant life is found nowhere else in the world. It's been described as the most alien-looking place on Earth. Number 5, Cappadocia. This area is in the center of Anatolia, which is now modern-day Turkey. It's one of the most popular tourist destinations in all of Turkey. It boasts geological, historic, and cultural features. Volcanic peaks can be seen towering over 3,000 feet in the air. The most popular way of touring this area is by hot air balloon. Number 4, the Arctic Circle. The Arctic Circle is the most pristine area on Earth. North of the Arctic Circle, the sun is above the horizon for 24 continuous hours at least one time every year. The opposite is also true, meaning people in the Arctic Circle can experience a day without seeing the sun or a night where the sun is always in the sky. Number 3. The Benegal Sea Cave in Algarve, Portugal. One of the most unique caves in the world. You're actually allowed to go swimming in this cave. However, you should use caution if you decide to do it, because nobody is going to be around to help you if you end up getting caught in the tide. Tourists that want to visit the cave can choose from several different boat tours. Number 2. Isle of Skye. The Isle of Skye is the largest and most northerly major island in Scotland. The combination of rocky shores, green grass, and steep rocky slopes gives this island some of the most dramatic scenery in the whole world. The clear water forms amazing lakes, and the high slopes can create some breathtaking waterfalls. Number 1. Milford Sound, New Zealand. In an international survey, Milford Sound was judged the world's top travel destination. It attracts between 500,000 and 1 million visitors every year. This area is a fjord. The steep mountain slopes were carved out by glaciers. There are 2 permanent waterfalls all year round, but after a heavy rain you can see hundreds of temporary waterfalls running down the steep sides of the rocks.